Hey, welcome to the Explainer. What if I told you that your mind is basically an operating system? Seriously. And right now, as you're listening, it's running code that's shaping every single part of your life. Today, we're going to dive into this idea and, more importantly, how you can grab the keyboard and become the lead programmer. This idea has been around for centuries for one simple reason. It's true. Your internal world, all those thoughts bouncing around in your head, they directly create your external reality. Every single thing you do or feel or achieve, it all started as a thought. So this isn't just some nice philosophical quote. It's the master key to the whole system we're about to unlock. Okay, so if our thoughts are really creating our reality, it begs a huge question, doesn't it? Who's writing the code? Who programmed the thoughts that are running on loop in your head right now? The answer to that question, well, that's what this is all about. And that brings us to this idea of the operating system within. Let's explore the most powerful software you'll ever use. For a minute, just imagine your mind isn't some mysterious, uncontrollable thing. Picture it instead as a piece of software, the most complex, most powerful, and deeply personal OS you will ever use. So, what does it really mean to treat your mind as an OS? Well, the model is actually pretty simple, but it's so powerful. The system runs your life based on the code that gets installed. And that code, it's not some complicated programming language. It's your everyday thoughts, your deep-seated beliefs, and even your quiet intentions. These are the commands that are dictating the entire output of your life. And you know what? The analogy works perfectly. A computer's operating system has its source code, right? Well, your mind's OS has your thoughts. A computer gets bugs and glitches, and we get stuck in negative patterns or limiting beliefs. But here's the best part. A computer OS gets updates, and your mind OS can too, through deliberate mindset shifts. It means nothing is fixed. You can debug it, you can upgrade it. And this is why this whole idea is such a game changer. Just think about it. If your mental OS is buggy, maybe it's filled with self-doubt, or if it's slow because it's weighed down by old beliefs, then your entire experience of reality is going to feel buggy and slow too. It just reflects the faulty code. And here's the thing you have to realize. The updates don't install themselves. So who's in charge of this whole system? Well, there are 3 roles, and guess what? They all belong to you. First up, you are the user. You're the one experiencing the day-to-day output of your mind's programming. But you are not just some passive user watching things happen. You are also the coder. You're actively writing the program with every single thought you choose to focus on. The choice between writing elegant code or buggy code, that choice is yours every single moment. And this one is the most powerful of all. You are the gatekeeper. You have total authority to decide which programs get installed and which ones get blocked at the door. You can deny access to mental viruses like negativity or fear or self-pity. You are in control of the inputs. Okay, so if you're the user and the coder and the gatekeeper, the next question is pretty obvious, isn't it? How do you actually start installing updates? How do you sit down and rewrite your own mental code? It all starts with this one fundamental mindset shift. Look, you don't have to control everything in the outside world. That's impossible, and trying will just drive you crazy. You only have to control your inputs. When you consciously choose the thoughts you allow to take root, you begin rewriting the entire system from the inside out. All right, let's make this super practical with a simple but really powerful exercise. Step 1, grab a piece of paper and list 5 thoughts that kept popping up for you today. Be totally honest. Step 2, now sort them. Go through and circle the thoughts that felt empowering and just cross out the ones that felt draining. Step 3 is where the magic happens. Rewrite. Pick one of those draining thoughts and flip it into a positive, active command. So something like, I can't handle this, becomes, I am capable of handling this challenge. And just like that, boom, you've written a new line of code. Of course, this isn't a one-and-done kind of deal, right? Just like any essential software, your Mind OS needs ongoing development. So let's look at a few questions to guide that process. So to keep the updates coming, here are 2 prompts to reflect on, maybe at the end of your day. First, what was one single thought that really shaped your entire day today? Just noticing its power is half the battle. And second, what's one line of code, one limiting belief, that you are truly ready to uninstall for good? And that brings us to the final question. I want you to take a moment and really consider this. If you could design your ideal mental software completely from scratch, let's call it MindOS version 2.0, what would it feel like to run that software? Would it feel calm, focused, creative, resilient? Because defining that feeling, that gives you the target. That becomes the North Star for all the new code you're going to write starting today.